What is going on, guys, and welcome to Fight Scene ZA. This is my first YouTube video under the new name, under the rebranding, and yeah, I've got a little microphone, so that's an excuse to talk a bunch of rubbish for a long period of time. But I'm going to try keep it as short as possible. But yeah, I'm pretty excited to just have a chance to just chat a whole bunch, really, and yeah, talk a bit more about my opinions instead of just little like 1 minute videos online and stuff. And hopefully I can get people to enjoy these videos as well, and I can keep posting them because yeah, it's fun. And I'm probably in the works creating a podcast with my boy Robbie. Keep it like half an hour to 45 minutes so we don't bore Oaks, but yeah, just a chance to run through what's coming up, what's been going on, and recaps and stuff. And yeah, I think we'll just enjoy doing that, so hopefully we can bring you all along for the ride. But let's get straight into it. Dana last night absolutely cooked when he finally announced everything that we have been waiting for, and I mean everything. First off, Islam Makhachev will vacate the lightweight belt, and Topuria versus Oliviera will take place on International Fight Week for the vacant lightweight title. Wow, are you kidding me? That is going to be a quality matchup. Yeah, first impressions, it's going to be tough for Oliveira, but it's going to be tough for Ilya as well. I think it's an interesting stylistic matchup between the two, and yeah, I guess you've always got to watch out for the Oliveira subs, and of course you got to watch out for them hands of Ilya Topuria. Charles loves to get knocked down in the first round pretty consistently, so hopefully he doesn't get knocked out in the first round. But yeah, interesting matchup. I don't know, what do you guys think about Oliveira getting the matchup? I mean, coming off, he lost to Arman, interesting matchup. But yeah, I don't know. What do you guys think? Like, Arman not getting that. Obviously, he got injured when he was supposed to fight Islam, and then Moicano stepped in. Money. But yeah, Arman, he's coming off, he's on a 4-fight win streak. I mean, he's pretty dominant in the lightweight division. It is unfortunate he got injured, but that would have been interesting, Arman versus Topuria, honestly. But I mean, Oliveira beat Chandler in his last one, and it's still gonna be a fire fight. So I'm happy either way, but it's just an interesting thought to have. And then of course, Kai Kara France versus Alexander Pantoja for the flyweight belt going down in International Fight Week as well, UFC 317, T-Mobile Arena, I believe. And yeah, I mean, that's also, everyone kind of knew that one was coming, but wow, what a good fight that is going to be. Honestly, I think Pantoja is he's just too good, bro. I don't see anyone beating that oak. Kai Kara France, one of his like biggest weapons is his like, fast knockout power. Pantoja is like a brick, bro. That oak does not get floored ever. He doesn't ever get dropped. Well, I mean, probably gets dropped, but I'm saying he can take huge shots. I'm honestly big fan of Pantoja. I think he's sick. And yeah, I'm excited to see him back in the octagon. And he's going up against Kai Kara France, who's also another cool guy, very exciting fighter as always. Great stylistic matchup. I mean, I think this one could stay on the feet because Pantoja, he's a good grappler, wrestler, all that, but he loves to stand and bang. So this could be a fun one. I think it will be a fun one, to be honest. Yeah, I think it will be absolute quality. And then the biggest announcement of them all, UFC 319 in Chicago, Dricus Duplessis against Khamzat Chimaev. Give me that, brother. Let's go. Dricus, I'm so keen to see him back in the octagon. I am so keen to see him beat the brakes off this massa Chimaev, bro. That oak. Chimaev pisses me off, bro. Like, he has all this hype, blah, blah, blah. He fights like once a flipping year. And honestly, I can't wait for Dricus to just take the fight to him and just floor him. I think it's going to be a sick fight. I don't know how it's going to finish yet. Not going to make a prediction yet. I'll have to see closer to the time. But I mean, Dricus by sub. That would be the craziest thing I've ever seen. Honestly, I would go bonkers. If our boy, well, South African, if you South African, our boy Dricky took the win, that would be pretty flippin' insane, I have to say, and I can't wait for that fight. It's still a bit away. I think it's August, so got a bit of time to wait. But my goodness, that is money. Speaking of money, speaking of money, Manny Moicano coming up against Beneil Dariush in that same card as well, UFC 317, I believe. Always good to see Moni in the octagon. He cannot afford to lose, so I'm keen to see him there. And interesting coming up against Beneil. He's old now. He didn't really look impressive in his last fight and stuff, So we'll see how that goes. I always got to back my boy Moicano. But then let's move on to this week's event. In the Apex, always quality. Gilbert Burns versus Michael Morales. What a card this could potentially be. I've seen Oaks complaining, but I'm going to run through it now, and I'll tell you there's quite a few fun fights. Main card, Gabe Green versus Mateus Camillo. Gabe Green, if you know this guy, you know that this Oak has had a tough, bro. I mean, his record is he lost to Brian Battle by KO. Then before that he lost to Ian Gary. He was on a 2-fight win streak. So in his last 5 he lost to D-Rod. Then he had a 2-fight win streak, decision and KO. Then he had a unanimous decision loss to Ian Gary, and he lost by KO TKO to Brian Battle. Mateus Camillo, don't know much about him. This is his UFC debut. He's 9-2. He is on a tearing streak right now. What's that? 6-fight win streak currently. So he's got submissions. He's got KO power. I think it's going to be a close one. You'll see on Friday, Robbie's going for Gabe Green at this point. Well, maybe he'll change, who knows. But I'm definitely going to go for Camillo just for fun. Just because why not? Then we move on to Malquizeo Costa versus Julian Erosa. I did see some things saying this is quite a mismatch for Malquizeo Costa in terms of he's on a 3-fight win streak, including 2 submission finishes and a unanimous decision. And then Erosa coming off a 2 submission and a KO TKO win. Why was I saying something about this, bro? This doesn't seem like a mismatch at all. Okay, I can't remember what I saw someone say, but this looks like a great matchup. I'm very keen for this. Malquizeo Costa versus Erosa. It's going to be both on 3-fight winning streaks. I think it's going to be great. I have literally, it's so funny, since I started covering UFC in my channel and stuff, like one of the first fighters that I covered was Malquizeo Costa at one of the first cards. And since then, this is his 3rd fight. So I've come to know quite a lot about him, and I know that this guy is so dangerous when it comes to the submission game. And honestly, I can see him getting a sub win here because that's just the type of guy he is. He just is so good on the ground, and he can get a submission from anywhere. Then Ruziboev versus Stoltzfus in the middleweight division. I definitely think Ruziboev gets this one. Probably not pronouncing that right, but who cares? I definitely have seen this guy fight quite a few times, and he is definitely pretty flippin' legit. He's got strong KO power and submission. I mean, listen to this. You got 13 KO TKO wins and 20 submission wins. And he did lose to Buckley by unanimous decision. Oh. But I do think that he gets it done against Stoltzfus right here. Stoltzfus did KO TKO Barrio in his last fight, though. So we'll see what happens. But anyways, moving on. This is one of the fights I'm most excited for. Myron Santos versus Sadiq Yusuff. Santos, winner of not the Ultimate Fighter. I think Road to the UFC it was Road to the UFC. And then he won a split decision against Francis Marshall. Of course, Sadiq Yusuff got KO'd by Lopez pretty bad, but he's probably made a recovery since then. This is going to be a close one. Has Yusuff even fought since then? I don't know. It was his last fight. No, his last one was against Lopez. So tough fight for Yusuff, honestly. coming up against a 16-1 youngster. I mean, Santos is only, 24 years old. I mean, look, Yusuf is also young. He's 31. But this is going to be a banger fight. I think Robbie's calling Yusuf on this one. I think I'm going for Santos. But watch out for that one because it's going to be a banger. Then our co-main, Bellato versus Paul Craig. Yeah, Paul Craig, you never know with him. He's like that Michael Johnson type of vibe where he could beat John Jones and then he could lose to, Cameron Simon. Actually, Cameron Simon whoops Paul Craig. But, I think Bellato should take this one. He could finish Paul Craig. But, of course, always watch out for that Paul Craig submission. What can I say? He just, no matter what, watch out for Paul Craig submission. That's all I'm going to say. Our main event, Gilbert Dorino Burns versus Michael Morales. This is going to be a banger. You've got the age and experience of a 38-year-old Gilbert Burns versus a 25-year-old hungry, undefeated Michael Morales. This is going to be a good fight, and the betting lines have been very disrespectful throughout this whole year, to be honest. But they are disrespectful again to Dorino. And I think he's had some tough fights in his last fights, but he's still given, he's still given it a go. So watch out for that. I think it's a tough one to call. A lot of people are saying Michael Morales isn't actually that good. And if you look at a lot of his last fights, I'll just give you names now, but he doesn't have a great takedown defense. So I think it was against Giles, against Fugit, even against Griffin. No, not against Magny, but against those Oaks. Probably even against Jake Matthews, he got taken down quite a lot. And obviously Gilbert Burns has ridiculously good grappling, BJJ, all that stuff. So it could be an interesting fight. If Gilbert can get it to the ground and control him, it could be crazy, crazy, but it could be a win for Gilbert. Even a late sub, you've always got to watch out for that. And then Morales, I don't know, I feel like he either knocks Gilbert out or he loses the fight, because I don't know, if he will really decision Gilbert. He's never been... He's been to the third round, but if Gilbert takes him to deep waters, maybe he'll gas him out a little bit. I don't know. It'll be an interesting fight. Michael Morales is a heavy favorite. I haven't made my pick yet because I'm still deciding, but Gilbert Burns, I'm very, very tempted to lean towards him. But yeah, that wraps up the first episode of Fight Scene ZA talk show, podcast, whatever. I don't know, this is just a YouTube video, just me chatting about updates and whatever. Hopefully the podcast will be loading soon. But regardless, I hope you enjoyed this video, and I hope to see you in the next one. Please drop a like, maybe hit that subscribe button, just for gears. See you in the next one.